In May of 2017, a man locked himself in his room with a firearm. On the other side of the door from him were his family and two police officers pleading with him to come out peacefully. Before this event had happened, he had lost his job, and after he eventually came out peacefully, he would lose his house and his wife. I was there at this event, as this is a family member of mine who suffers from bipolar disorder. Now, luckily for him, our family treats him well and gave him the support that he needed to get him back on his feet. However, many people don't have this kind of support throughout their struggles and mental illnesses, which is why mental illness is taking a big effect in today's society. Mental health has only recently been taken seriously, yet the awareness and the help for it is nowhere near where it needs to be, especially when you consider that the National Institution for Mental Health says that 8 million people die of mental health diseases every year. Mental health affects people from all spans of life as well, whether you're a veteran struggling with PTSD, former athlete with CTE, or even an elderly person with dementia. Today, I will be discussing the severity of many mental health issues, specifically damage done to people, whether it's death or radical changes in their lifestyle because of the disease. Alarming reality facing us today is we aren't prepared to deal with these mental health issues, and it's costing us the livelihoods of countless people around the world. When 8 million people are dying in a year, we're not doing enough as a society to help them. And the situation is worsening, with a 13% rise in mental health conditions over the past decade. What is troubling is the CDC performed a study in which they found that girls aged 15 to 19 are committing suicide at a more frequent rate than they ever have in history before. Yet families and individuals don't know when to question or how to question loved ones about mental health issues or how to even approach the situation. This shows a lack of awareness for the frequency of mental health issues, as it is more common than people may expect in society. In San Clemente, California, a homeless man suffering from a mental health condition was jaywalking across the street when he was confronted by two police officers as a part of a homeless outreach program who killed him. Now, this is an appalling moment. However, this teaches us that police need more training specifically for mental health conditions, because police are trained to approach a violent criminal, and they don't need that approach when approaching a non-violent, mentally ill person that's looking for help. Mental health isn't prioritized in our society, so those who need it suffer the most, and lack of resources. A lack of help leaves many with nowhere to go, and to make it even worse, police, family, and colleagues alike all may misinterpret or not even understand the mental health condition someone may be going through, which could lead to an altercation. Mental health historically has not been taken seriously, and for this reason, many mentally ill people have been thrown out onto the street. Homelessness in America is a major issue, and it is further made an issue because of people struggling with mental health. My evidence of this is that homeless are the result of mental instability sometimes. To further prove this, 45% of homeless are suffering from some kind of mental instability. 25% of homeless are suffering from some kind of major health condition. You can infer from this information that a large sum of homeless people are the result of inadequate support, as they had mental health conditions, yet they had no support, and that left them unable to take care of themselves. This is especially true for the 25% who may be struggling from PTSD, which is serious. In fact, 2/3 of homeless veterans that served in Iraq and Afghanistan have PTSD. Now, how could we have these homeless veterans with PTSD when there are military outreach programs? Well, there's a mental stigma that prevents veterans from getting help, because the stigma makes it so that they do not reach out for help even in their critical condition. This stigma isn't just for veterans either, as there are examples of NFL legend Mike Webster, who was a Hall of Fame center for the Pittsburgh Steelers, experiencing mental illness with CTE. Now, Mike Webster denied to find any mental health and ended up becoming homeless, living out the back of his truck, and practicing self-mutilation while dying a premature death at age 50, all due to the CTE. Now, mental health has shown to be deadly in many different ways. However, not getting help because of that stigma can be extremely dangerous, as something that could be bad could be made even worse without treatment. This problem can really affect anyone too, whether you're disadvantaged or wealthy. Now, the good news is some institutions have gone a long way since where they came from, yet there's still work to be done. Schools offer health and wellness programs to ensure the safety of students, while the military has outreach programs finding veterans on the streets suffering from PTSD and trying to help them out. The implementation of these programs are great, but it doesn't change the fact that there are teenagers committing suicide and veterans on the streets. We as people need to understand what we can do and to raise awareness, to squash this stigma, to promote political funding and political power, to help save and give treatment to some of these mentally ill people. The month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and May 20th is considered Mental Health Action Day. This awareness is good, but what would be more effective is donations and funding towards these causes. Elected officials who will enforce support to the veterans and disadvantaged would be extremely beneficial, perhaps providing outreach programs that provide financial relief and care for the mentally ill that cannot care for themselves. Legislative action to make mental treatment more affordable for people, as sometimes the treatment is just not within people's cost. And to help minority communities, which are disproportionately affected by mental health problems in comparison to white communities. There's a lack of affordable resources in many of these neighborhoods, and the funding could likely go there to help treatment become more affordable. Also, therapy can help, yet therapy is expensive and cannot be a long-term solution if it isn't afforded in the long term. Finally, it is important to support those around us. My family member who suffers from bipolar disorders is supported by us, and that saves him from homelessness. However, people who have severe conditions with no support have no chance of making it on their own. Thus, it is necessary to surround yourself with people you can count on to take care of you, as well as watch out for those around you, considering their safety. Facts show us that mental health is not taken seriously, and society's lack of action has been concerning for this time in the past. People have died, become homeless, or had severe loss of control in their lives. To avoid more of this in the future, we need to make changes. Yet we are making strides today more so than ever. To help those suffering mental health conditions, our future is bright as long as we can commit the resources and commit effort to helping those in need. For people suffering with mental health, it can be hard for them and the people around them. It is important that before big changes can be made, changes in your personal realm need to be made, helping those around you. By ensuring safety of those with you and getting them the help they need, huge changes in people's lives can be made for the better. Thank you.